He's got to worry, obviously, about the guy starting fourth and the number 18 truck, Kyle Busch, coming off of 3 consecutive wins in 3 different series from last week.
You know, when Todd Bodine finished second last year in this race to Kyle Busch.
Wants to rectify that situation. Todd Bodine will bring the field to the green flag tonight. How about Hornaday back there battling in the 7th spot to start this race? We'll find out how he'll fare tonight. Green flag in the air. We're underway from Chicagoland.
Kyle Busch gave Austin Dillon a little bump in the tailgate, and it shot Austin Dillon all the way out in front of Todd Bodine down into 1.
3 wide as they go into turn number 1.
Ron Hornaday jumped to the inside, made it 3 wide, got by Johnny Sauter.
Down the back stretch they go side by side, door to door. Now Austin Dillon has the advantage. Here comes the 33 of Hornaday, looking to the inside of James Buescher, but has to drop back.
You know, Todd Bodine would like to go ahead and lead this lap, get those 5 bonus points out of the way.
And he's going to do it. He drives out in front of Austin Dillon, leads the first lap, grabs those 5 points. What a beautiful sight that is, isn't it, guys?
Sure is. Great looking trucks up there, too.
Yeah, great looking trucks. All that horsepower steaming down into those corners.
With the tapered spacer, we hear a lot of times these guys won't lift. But at a racetrack like this, we do see them lift every now and then.
I was talking to Eric Phillips, Kyle Busch's crew chief. He said Kyle Busch had not run a lap this weekend yet that he hasn't run wide open.
Crafton currently running in the 12th spot, already making up 6 positions after the drop of the green flag.
You know, we were talking to Todd Bodine before the race, and he said as night settles, it gets darker. Obviously, the track keeps cooling down and down. These trucks are actually going to pick up speed. They'll run faster than they are now at the end of the race.
And sometimes that can create problems. When you run a little faster, you get a little more travel, and your truck will bottom out.
We'll see the sparks flying here at Chicagoland Speedway tonight.
You know, if you're at Daytona, Rick, you run wide open around there. And the challenges at Daytona is the draft and all the traffic. Running wide open around there is fairly easy by yourself. Here, it's a whole different story. Kyle Busch might have been running around here wide open all throughout practice, but every lap, it was a struggle. It was a challenge. You had to convince yourself that darn truck was going to stick to keep your foot on the floorboard.
That last lap, the top 3 trucks all ran faster than our old track record.
3 trucks have separated themselves now. Todd Bodine, Austin Dillon, and the 18 of Kyle Busch. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, I want to tell you a little bit about the possibility of this being a fuel mileage race tonight. Lots and lots of the crew chiefs that I talked to down here in the garage said they want this to go as a 2-stop race. And in order for that to happen, things really got to kind of line up just the way you would like it. You would love for this race to go green and get to about lap 50 for your first pit stop. That way you would know exactly what your fuel window is. And then the next time you could extend that to 55 or maybe 57 laps. And that would put you right where you could work it out to about 160 laps. Yes, this is only 150 laps, but they have to use the mileage as it counting it as 160 because you got to keep in mind there's always a chance that we'll go green, white, checkered. Adam?
Ray, an impressive start for Matt Crafton. Ran off in the 18th position. He's already worked his way inside the top 10, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised when we talked to Matt earlier today after his qualifying run. He was shocked that he wasn't better. He said the truck drives good. He was very confident about this evening, and here he is trying to get around Justin Lofton for the 9th position on track.
Battle for the lead. Austin Dillon looking to the inside of Todd Bodine. They run side by side down the back stretch and into turn number 3.
Austin had a good run up off of turn 2. He's going to complete that pass. Now he's going to slide up the racetrack. Here comes Kyle Busch looking for second.
Kyle Busch is going to take second away from Todd Bodine as they go to the stripe. Pretty close.
I think he's going to get it from him down here in turn 1. It looked like Todd Bodine just sort of rolled over and let Austin Dillon have the lead when he made that run on him. And if that's the case, that's a mature Todd Bodine just trying to race for a championship. He's got those 5 bonus points in the bank. He knows he's got a decent truck. He decides to hold Kyle Busch off after I told that whole story.
As mature as he's been, well, here comes Todd Bodine battling him on the outside.
Can he go ahead and finish it here? My story would have been great if it had ended right there.
Kyle Busch takes that second spot away from Todd Bodine. So Austin Dillon out in front of Kyle Busch, and Todd Bodine runs third.
But you did see Todd roll up high in the corners. He wasn't down on the side of Kyle's truck trying to take the air off of him or anything. He gave him plenty of room, and Kyle completed the pass.
How about our new leader, Ray?
Well, Austin Dillon just came on the radio and told his crew chief, Danny Stockman, I haven't found any comfortability in this thing yet. He said, I'm going to try to get to the bottom and see if I can really use the steering wheel. But so far, he hasn't found the right spot on the racetrack that really makes him feel like he's getting the fastest lap. I may beg to differ with him as he moved to the lead. Adam?
Riding second right now is Kyle Busch. He started fourth, so he has been in some traffic in the early portion of this race. And walking him through those situations on track, Brian Eichler, who is his spotter tonight. Of course, Brian also drives this 18 truck when Kyle is not available. So I'm curious for Michael and Phil, which job creates more anxiety, driving for Kyle Busch or spotting for him when he's in traffic?
I think spotting for Kyle Busch would be the toughest part, because Kyle Busch doesn't take a whole lot of time to pass people.
No, he doesn't take a whole lot of time to express when he's not happy with people either. If you're the spotter, you better make sure you make some good spots.
One driver that has to be happy right now is the man out front. That's Austin Dillon in that number 3. Kyle Busch runs second. Todd Bodine is third. Tomorrow, Scott Pruitt and Mima Rojas look to make history as the Rolex Sports Car Series treks north of the border to Montreal. Here in the Great White North, the 0-1 team seeks an unprecedented 8th victory. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series live from Montreal. It's tomorrow at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, only on Speed.
What time is that in India?
When is that in India? That would be 8 p.m.
The moon looks awesome, doesn't it? That's real.
It'd be later than 8 p.m., by the way. I have no idea. We have a new leader out front. Kyle Busch is in front of the field. Take a look at how it happened.
Looked like Austin lost his momentum lapping around Chris Jones off turn 2, and that's all Kyle Busch needed. Watch what he has to do as he comes down the back straightaway here. All the way to the inside. Jennifer Joe looks like she's not real sure he's there, but he's able to clear Austin into the corner and then swing up around another lap truck. Pretty adventurous back straightaway for Kyle.
That was Jerry Johnson in the 01 that he went by. That last pass, Adam Alexander.
And before Kyle Busch was able to claim the race lead, he came on the radio and said, I need the front end to turn better. I'm a little tight in the corner. He hasn't said anything since he grabbed the top spot, so I'm wondering, since now he has the lead, can that aerodynamics help that tight condition?
I think definitely when he's not following the truck like he was following Austin Dillon, he has that clean air pushing down on the front of the truck. It may very well get better.
Side-by-side racing. Steve Park in the 41, Mario Goslin on the outside, and Johanna Long in the 15 just in front of him.
What a great job again by Johanna. She just gets out there, logs laps, understands exactly what she's doing and how to do it. I love her learning curve and the way she's been able to get used to these trucks. And you could see her kind of bobbling and weaving there in the center of the corner. Like I said, this isn't a given. Running around here wide open is really hard. It looks like she's got that truck as pushing it as hard as she can, and yet keeping it under control. That's impressive.
See Mario Goslin right behind Johanna in the 12 truck. What a bad couple of weeks it's been for Mario. A couple accidents taking him out of the races the last couple of weeks.
That's like Johanna, her career, it started out perfectly in the truck series, and then someone got loose underneath of her at Nashville and crashed her. She didn't really have a chance to get her water good and hot in that pickup truck, but before she was into the outside wall. But tonight it looks like she's just logging some laps and doing a good job. Mario's tire monkey truck looks like he wants to get around Johanna. He just passed Steve Park. He's moving up pretty good in that 12 truck.
Great to see Steve back in the series. That's a new team. Eddie Sharp, Carl Hartman have formed this team. They're going to run again next week in Kentucky. And Steve told us earlier during our qualifying show that they're looking at running Phoenix as well and hopefully put something together for Homestead, our last race of the year.
Yeah, and he sounded really optimistic about what that team had on the horizon. Talked about maybe some sponsorship that could come along, and they could run more races in 2011 for sure. Made a good run on Mario off turn 2 there. A lot of momentum. Steve's not shy about learning that high line, going up there and seeing if there's any grip. He's experienced. He knows you can't just run around the bottom if that's where everyone else is. He has to venture out and try some new lanes. What's he saying, Ray, about his truck? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, a little bit tight on entry, Michael, for him, and loose in the center, so they're going to have to make some adjustments. You know, this is a truck that they bought from Evernham Motorsports, so it hasn't been on the racetrack for a couple of years. I think probably in 07 maybe was the last time this truck got raced. But bottom line is they've got 3 or 4 trucks ready to go to the racetrack right now and looking to beef up their inventory a little bit more. So again, a